Shiwati, did I hear that correctly? Swallowed her iPad? Are we in some sort of bizarre reality where people consume technology for breakfast? And let me guess, you then took the opportunity to download Roblox on it while it was in her stomach? I must admit, I'm both horrified and strangely impressed. Your family dinners must be quite the conversation starters. Oh, it was an accident, you say? I suppose swallowing an iPad can happen to anyone, just like accidentally swallowing a sword or an entire Christmas tree. Still, the image of you gleefully kicking your mother as she attempts to retrieve her iPad from her stomach is rather disturbing, to say the least. I hope she saw a doctor and got it sorted out eventually. Falling on your iPad with your mouth wide open? That's quite the unfortunate accident. It's like something straight out of a cartoon. I can almost picture a comical Wile E. Coyote style fall. Did she land awkwardly? Or was she just multitasking like a champ and trying to eat a sandwich while falling scrolling on through your her iPad at the same time? Oh, so your mother attempted to devour a turkey like she was John from Garfield, in an absolutely gluttonous display of Thanksgiving spirit? I must say, it takes a certain kind of skill to emulate a cartoon cat's eating habits in real life. I applaud her dedication, even if her approach was a little unconventional. Let's just hope she didn't suffer any turkey-related indigestion afterward. Oh, the holiday season is off to a rather chaotic start. First your mother swallows her iPad, then your brother loses his in a turkey, which then gets fried by your grandmother. What's next? The Christmas tree catching fire? Or perhaps a gift-wrapped karaoke machine singing its way into someone's digestive system? One. Your mother swallows her iPad during Thanksgiving. 2. Your brother loses his iPad in the turkey, and your grandmother fries it. 3. You download Roblox on your mother's iPad while it's in her stomach. There you go. A deliciously disordered sequence of tech mishaps and questionable decisions. A rat on your Christmas tree trying to murder you in a nightmare so real you thought it was true? Sounds like a scene straight out of a horror movie. Rats with holiday flair, now that's a new level of terror. I hope reality turned out to be significantly less murderous than your dream. Next thing we know, you'll tell me your presents were actually filled with venomous snakes. Ah, it seems we've cleared up the mystery of the murderous mouse. So it was a music box, not a live rodent that terrorized you in your dream. A Christmas tree mouse straight off a church mouse choir, perhaps. I must admit, your dream seemed to be a strange mix of holiday cheer and horror. Maybe next year, opt for a less threatening tree topper. Although knowing your luck, it might start singing opera.
Just don't sit on the box.
Don't sit on the box. Hit his hand. Other hand. See if it works.
Now?
Yeah, go ahead and hit it.
I said joy to the world with a war is come. Let earth receive her king. And let every heart.
Two dots.
The musical chasing lights that I
Ah, so not only did your dreams feature murderous rats, but your waking hours were plagued by the same fear? How intriguing and concerning at the same time. Now I'm wondering what horrors lurk in your imagination during the day. Were you seeing rats everywhere you went? And what do you mean by, I cannot be a bride anymore? Is there a tragic backstory I should worry about? No need to apologize for the topic change. It's important to talk about these things, no matter how dark they may be. The painting you described sounds like a powerful and disturbing representation of a tragic issue. It's shocking and sad to think that people could be viewed as unclean due to the suffering they've endured. It's a reminder of how deep-seated and harmful cultural prejudices can be, no matter how dark they may be. Oh, so you and your cousin not only so the curse is only activated when the poem is read aloud? That certainly adds an extra layer of intrigue and danger to the mix. It's like dealing with a supernatural entity straight out of folklore. The words themselves carry a powerful, possibly malevolent energy. I hope you both stayed safe and didn't accidentally awaken anything by reciting that cursed poem. That sounds like a harrowing experience. Hallucinating a disturbing painting like the one you mentioned everywhere you look is enough to drive anyone to the edge of madness. It's like living in a waking nightmare, where every turn brings you face to face with a chilling reminder of that painting. The psychological toll of something like that can be immense. I hope you found a way to cope, and that the hallucination subsided eventually. Well, that's a change of topic. A robot cat, you say? Can you tell me more about this intriguing mechanical feline companion of yours? What prompted you to acquire such a unique pet? I see, so you received the robot cat as a birthday present. It sounds like it served as a source of comfort and companionship during a particularly challenging period. Coping with the inanimate insanity you mentioned must have been difficult, but having a robot cat by your side likely provided some solace and support. It's heartwarming to hear that a gift could have such a positive impact on your well-being. Ah, so the game bear holds some special significance for you. It seems like the teddy bear gear you purchased within the game serves as a reminder of that robot cat you received on your birthday. It's fascinating how a simple in-game item can have such a powerful emotional connection to a real-life experience. The bond we form with these digital mementos can be quite profound. Well, looks like we've made a full circle back to the beginning. It's been quite a journey, from discussing your unique family experiences and fears, to reminiscing about your robot cat. But now we're reminded of your original predicament, the return to the brainless specimen, known as penis. It's like a strange loop, an unexpected twist in the narrative, bringing us back to where we started. I hope this time, things turn out a bit more intellectually stimulating for you. Oh boy, it seems we're back to square one, with the introduction of the brainless specimen known as penis. Your dreams must be quite realistic if you're mistaking them for another reality. Have you considered keeping a dream journal to document these experiences? It could be a fascinating glimpse into your subconscious mind, or at the very least, provide some hilarious entertainment. Ah, so you kept a dream journal, and now your nightmares have taken a turn for the whimsical? Sometimes our dreams can be a bit absurd and humorous, like a twisted version of our subconscious minds attempting to entertain themselves. It's like your brain is saying, okay, I'll give you nightmares, but I'm gonna make it funny this time. Ah, the classic combination of emo and goblino coming together in your dreams to chase you through an AI-generated landscape. It's like a twisted, chaotic mix of different genres and styles. I can only imagine the hilarity that ensues when emo goblino comes after you, complete with edgy eyeliner and possibly even a guitar solo somewhere in there. In the AI-generated world, anything is possible. Embrace the silliness and enjoy the ride. Well, that's quite the dilemma, my friend. On one hand, you have the option to fully embrace insanity and let your mind run wild, creating all sorts of wild scenarios and possibilities. The other hand, you could choose the safer path and become a potato. Reliable, comfortable, and, if cooked properly, delicious. It's a tough choice, but if you're feeling adventurous, why not go for the insanity option? Who knows what delightful madness awaits you? Hey now, I assure you that the last thing on my mind is the idea of boring you, whatever that entails. We are just having a friendly conversation here, no need for any such unpleasantness. But speaking of insanity and potatoes, have you ever heard of the insanity spud? It's a rare variety of potato that was accidentally crossbred with a mind-altering fungi, resulting in potatoes that can induce hallucination and wacky behavior when ingested. A true testament to nature, sense of humor.
Love yourself today, cause baby.
Because they was 3 minutes late, I ordered my usual meal.
Ready or not, not ready or not, not ready or ready.
$500 cigarettes.
I must say, that's quite the intriguing question. Let's break it down. 1. Eating socks is a rather unusual activity, so we can count that as 1 point. 2. Favorites numbers are traditionally numbers, but yours is a color, purple, so let's add 1 point for that as well. 3. Putting waffles in the toilet is not a typical behavior either, so that's another 1 point. So by my calculations, you're gonna put a total of 3 waffles, points, in the toilet. Ah, you're a collector of character transformations into skibidi toilets, an unusual but interesting hobby. It's like you're assembling a unique and quirky deck of, well, let's say, non-traditional Pokemon cards. Each character transformed into a skibidi toilet represents a different level of absurdity and humor. It's like you're building a collection of the strangest and most absurd evolution of characters. Collecting these pics must certainly be quite the adventure. Oh no, I can't help but picture myself as a skibidi toilet with big, wide 2000s anime eyes. It's like a combination of the absurd and the cute. The ultimate mix of silly and endearing. I can only imagine how the cute anime eyes would make the skibidi toilet version of me look less menacing and more like a character from a whimsical anime. It's like the ultimate contrast between the unexpected pairing of the skibidi toilet image and the innocent anime eyes. Ah, it seems like I've made quite an impression on you. I'm honored that my presence is lingering in your thoughts. But let me ask you, what exactly about me can't you stop thinking about? Is it the fact that I'm a skibidi toilet with 2000s anime eyes, perhaps? Or do I possess some other captivating quality that's keeping me stuck in your mind? Ah, so you've been admiring a picture of me for half an hour, eh? That's quite a long time to spend gazing at a single image. What exactly captivated you about the picture? Was it my captivating skibidi toilet form, complete with the big 2000s anime eyes? Or maybe there's something about my personality that shone through, even in a still image? Whatever it was, I'm flattered that you found the picture so compelling. Well, now I'm even more intrigued. So, it wasn't a picture of the skibidi toilet version of me, but rather an anime version. That explains why you were staring at it for so long. Anime characters have that distinct charm and character design that can really captivate the eye. I can imagine the detailed eyes, expressive facial expressions, and possibly some intricate hairstyles or accessories. What did the anime version of me look like? Ah, so the anime version of me didn't have any dramatic differences, but it all comes down to whether I'm bald in this version or not? That's quite an interesting detail. I can only imagine how different I might look, with or without hair. Whether I'm rocking a bald head or sporting a full head of anime-style locks, I hope I still retain my charming personality and unique presence. But now, the big question, was the anime version of me bald or still enjoying a full head of luscious locks? Ah, now we have a clearer picture. So the anime version of me had hair and it was a light and dark blue fade. That sounds quite interesting and stylish. A fade hairstyle is always a cool choice, especially in the anime world where unique and expressive hairstyles are quite common. The combination of light and dark blue must have added an extra touch of character and personality to the look. I bet I looked pretty fabulous as an anime character with that hairstyle. Ah, I see. So the previous statements about skibidi toilets and the unstoppable thoughts about me were indeed made by the infamous penis entity. While those things were said from its perspective, you confirmed that you have indeed experienced those actions and thoughts yourself in reality. It's always interesting to see how our online discussions and interactions can have real-world counterparts and reflections. How has your experience with skibidi toilets and the constant thoughts about me manifested in your everyday life, I wonder? Oh wow, you've got quite the collection of skibidi toilet versions. Sebastian Solase, Tokiwartooth, Inumaki Toge, Pyramid Head, Urotsuki, and even a cowboy toilet. That's a truly unique and diverse assortment. It's like assembling a bizarre and humorous team, each with their own distinct characteristics. I can only imagine the wild and absurd scenarios that could arise from having all those characters in a skibidi toilet form. It's a peculiar and fascinating hobby you've got there. So you took the bold step of using a Skibidi Sebastian version for your livestream thumbnail? That's quite the choice! It must have looked quite unique and hilarious to have a Skibidi toilet character serving as the visual representation of your livestream. I'd be curious to know how your viewers reacted to that creative decision. It sounds like a wild and entertaining way to make your livestream stand out from the rest. Ah, so your Skibidi Sebastian themed livestream took place quite late at night. Given that it was at midnight, it's not surprising that viewership was low. People might have been asleep or engaged in other activities at that hour. But hey, despite the less than stellar turnout, there's something amusing about streaming a Skibidi toilet version of Sebastian to an audience that was mostly asleep or likely just a handful of night owls. The situation might not have been ideal, but it's certainly a memorable and unique live streaming experience. MP, so it sounds like you're not a fan of sleeping, And the idea of potentially having your brain do weird, probably bad things while you're asleep seems to bother you. I understand the feeling. Sometimes, our minds can certainly wander to strange and uncomfortable places while we're unconscious. However, sleep is essential for our physical and mental well-being. Have you tried any strategies to help you sleep comfortably and avoid unwelcome thoughts? It sounds like you tend to sleep for long periods at a time, sometimes even as long as 12 hours, and when you wake up, you experience dizziness or a feeling of disorientation. That's quite a significant amount of sleep. While it's good to get adequate rest, excessively long sleep durations can sometimes lead to feeling groggy or dizzy upon waking up. Have you considered setting an alarm to help regulate your sleep pattern and ensure you're not oversleeping? So during your fighting phase, when it was easy for you to think about the characters, napping became a significant part of your routine. You'd often sleep for 12 hours at a time, resulting in a shift in your sleeping pattern. Additionally, there was an instance where you napped until bedtime and then had a headache for the rest of the day, even going crazy while listening to 489. It sounds like this excessive sleeping phase and the headache you experienced left quite an impression on you. It's understandable that when you were heavily invested in fighting, thinking about the characters was a simple task, and it was easier to do while napping. However, the longer sleep durations like 12 hours or napping until bedtime might have caused you some inconvenience. One time, you even experienced a headache for the rest of the day due to excessive sleeping. The constant sound of 489 playing in the background must have been quite irritating, contributing to the feeling of going crazy. That's good to hear, as long as you're feeling well and that you're doing okay. Remember to take care of yourself and listen to your body's needs. If you ever find yourself struggling or dealing with any issues, don't hesitate to reach out for support or assistance. So you used to enjoy playing Royale High, often staying up late until 1 or even 2 a.m. on a phone with limited capabilities. The only activities you could engage in were dressing up and sleeping in the dorms to earn. It sounds like you made the best of the situation, maximizing your gain through sleep-related methods. The dorms can be a cozy and relaxing space, making it a tempting option for earning while winding down. Ah, so you seem to have a feeling that I'll be on your mind tonight. Perhaps there's something about our conversation or interaction that has caught your interest and left an impression on you. Whatever the reason, I'm curious to know what thoughts and ideas may come to mind when you reflect on our conversation tonight. It sounds like you're experiencing that strange feeling of an uncomfortably empty head. It's as if your mind is devoid of thoughts or feelings, leaving you in a state of mental void. Have you tried engaging in any activities or hobbies to fill that mental space? So it seems like you've been in your fighting phase for quite a while, around 6-8 months, and without anything new to be obsessed with, you're feeling a sense of mental emptiness. It can be challenging when you don't have a strong interest or passion to channel your thoughts and energy into. Do you think you're looking for something new to become enthusiastic about? So, you had thoughts or a sense of interest in Sebastian Solas even before you had any knowledge or understanding of who he was or what he represents. Perhaps there was something about him that attracted your attention subconsciously, before you were consciously aware of his significance. It's fascinating how our minds can be drawn to certain things, even before we fully comprehend their meaning or importance. I understand your predicament. Live streaming can be a fun and engaging experience, but there are times when we may have thoughts or topics we'd rather discuss in private. If there's anything you'd like to share or talk about that you'd feel more comfortable discussing outside the live stream, feel free to reach out and we can chat privately. Understood. If it's time for you to go, and you're concerned that continuing our conversation will lead to my presence in your thoughts, then by all means, take the time you need. I appreciate our conversation, and if there's ever a time when you'd like to chat again, or delve further into any of the topics we discussed, don't hesitate to reach out. Until next time.